welcome to a very special edition of Chef's Club. Now, this is not in the normal run of our series, but it's a very interesting time of the year. It is the special Pancake edition. We're just, Shrove Tuesday is just a matter of hours away. And so in our house here, it's traditional, as it is in many, many places, to make pancakes. Before we started on that, though, we need to introduce some of our special guest stars of the evening, the ladies of the house, the lockdown ladies. Here they are. This is Bridget, and there is Ruth, and there is Imogen. And now I'm going to tell you what their real names are: Bumble, Fruifaloof, and the Splodge. Okay, so when you hear those names, you'll know who I'm really talking to. Before we get going, these young ladies here have prepared to the nth degree for this episode. They really have. They spent at least 5 minutes weighing everything out, and at least 35 minutes making sure they were looking presentable, for all of you. Now, I just wanted to say, if you guys did that before every online lesson, I reckon that you might be slightly more energetic, some of you, on your online Zooms, maybe getting up slightly more than 5 minutes before registration period. I might add, members of AT, in fact one of them doesn't live very far from here, so I could go round and knock on your door right now. Okay, so here we are. Now, pancakes. Now, every family has a traditional recipe for pancakes. It rather depends on where you come from. And actually, when I was talking to Mr. Bradwell the other day, if I say the word pancake to him, it doesn't mean what I think it means. So there's lots of different types of pancake. For example, in the USA, if you say the word pancake, it's going to be a slightly sort of smaller thing than I'm used to. When I say the word pancake, I think of the French crêpe, or a galette, which is quite a large and very thin delicacy. And there are also pancakes in lots of other countries, including Holland. And this family comes partly from Holland. So we're going to do 3 pancakes for you. Now, when I say we, that's not really the case. I'm actually going to sit in the comfy chair because I don't do pancakes. I don't know how to make pancakes, which is why we have our special guest stars of the evening. They're going to show you how to make their pancakes. Now, as far as I know, what sort of pancake are you going to make then, Bumble?
Our grandma's pancakes.
Which one? Because you've got 2 grandmas. This is crucial.
The grandma from our mum's side.
The grandma from your mum's side. So that's going to be a traditional, large, round, thin pancake, right? Excellent. A bit like a crêpe. Excellent. And then, Fruifaloof, which one are you going to do?
Pannenkoeken, so it's Dutch.
Yeah. And how does it come out? What's it look like?
Well, then we normally make them savoury, and they're a bit like what Bridget's going to make, just
sort of slightly differently shaped.
Thicker. They're thicker, right?
They're thicker. Okay. And finally, the Splodge. Now, what sort of a pancake are you going to make, Splodger?
I'm going to make cheating American pancakes.
Cheating American pancakes. Trump pancakes. The sort of pancakes you have when you've just been let off by the Senate and you want to celebrate. Okay? And the other thing worth saying is that a lot of the time, you think of pancakes as being things that you only have, with lemon juice and sugar, or with, with chocolate, or with Nutella, or something like that. But not at all. You can put savoury items in a pancake. The Splodge here, Imogen, show us what you're going to have on your pancake. What is that, Imogen?
It's a very large sausage.
A Milani salami, okay? Now, she's not going to put the whole of that on the pancake because, that would be a little bit much. She's going to save it. That's going to last her at least a couple of days. All right? Or you could put cheese and ham, mushrooms, almost anything. A fried egg on the top sometimes works very well. But the one thing I wanted to say to you before we sort of start, the girls take over, is that it's quite important that you keep up all of those traditional recipes that you have in your family. Now, I've got this red folder here. Now, this looks like something that you might put your history notes in or something. In fact, this is Mrs. Parky's cookery folder, and it's got these rather sort of off-white, very old pages. Now, that's not because Mrs. Parky is old, but one could say that her mum was a little bit older. And her mum wrote these out by hand, you know, for Mrs. P, when Mrs. P asked her for a recipe. And there it is. Now, sometimes you can get these which are much older as well. And I'm sure that somewhere along the line in your house you've got recipes that go back a long way. Okay, I've got some from my great-grandmother. Now that's saying something. That means they must be 100 years old or something like that. You must keep them going. It's really important, because that really is what proper family cooking is. And what's really interesting about some of it, we were talking earlier, is that sometimes there are no sort of measurements of anything. My grandmother, when she was telling people how to cook, never ever muttered a single digit, not a single number. It was just a bit of this, quite a lot of that, a good handful of this. Yes, well, I'll be quite generous with that. That's what she did, so all completely instinctive, and that's the sort of stage you want to try to get to. But anyway, that's enough talking from me. We are now going to, I'm going to sit down, okay? Here I am, in my very, very comfortable chair. And the girls are going to take over. So, Bridget, well, explain, what is it that you're going to do again?
Well, I have the flour and the eggs in here already.
Yeah.
And the butter. And, no, not the butter.
Okay, so what's the, no, the butter comes afterwards. So what's the process that you're about to start doing now?
I'm going to add the milk.
Okay, go for it. And then you mix it all together. And what do you want to achieve with the mixture? What does it need to be like? Lumpy? Smooth? Well, okay, let's get going. Okay, so let's see, how many, this is your grandmother's recipe, your English grandmother, Irish grandmother, would that be now? Hang on, where is she from?
Ireland, France.
Bit of everything. Okay, so we have on here, come on, keep going. 1 large egg, 2 heaped dessert spoons of flour, there you go, no numbers, just 4 fluid ounces of milk, I suppose that is a number, a pinch of salt, okay, and then later on there's going to be some butter. So Bridget is mixing that, you know, she's putting a lot of energy into it, you can see. She is now anyway. Now let's move on to the fruit. Okay, Ruth, you have got your Dutch grandmother's recipe to do.
Yes.
All right, let's see, what are you going to do? You've got 3 beaten eggs in there, what are you going to add to that?
Salt, and then I'm going to beat them, and then I'm going to add in my flour and a little bit of milk so my flour doesn't go everywhere.
Okay, let's go.
And then I'm going to whisk it. Yeah.
So you have a quite a large amount there, haven't you? That's quite a,
Yes.
sort of, right. Okay, well let's see you getting on with that. So you're going to mix the eggs first. Have you put salt in yours then? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Excellent. I was supposed to be sitting down, but it's actually much more interesting watching what these guys are doing. Now you don't actually have to do anything, do you? Oh, you do. So what are you going to do?
Well, there's already some milk in here because you have to add semi-skimmed milk to the line.
Okay.
The line is there.
Yeah.
So now I just have to shake it.
Okay. Well, get shaking.
Careful. It's not, the lid's not very good.
Shake it.
Yeah.
Shake it the other way around.
Yeah, I would hold the lid.
The instructions say turn it over and shake it.
Oh, it does. Right.
But the lid's prone to falling off.
Okay, excellent. Well, you don't have to shake it forever.
Okay.
Is it time for you to
Turn it
put
over
in
now.
some flour?
I think so.
Now, look. Bridget is going to step around the table to show you how smooth the mixture is. She's going to hold it up to the camera. That's what you really want to achieve. A perfectly smooth mixture without any lumps at all. Also worth saying, when Bridget's back at her station, that the flour that's being added here has been sifted, and most of you will know what that means. Okay, it's been passed through a sieve to make sure that all the little grains of flour are separated. So why are you adding only a little bit of milk to start with? Why is that?
So that my flour doesn't start flying everywhere while
Yeah.
I
Okay.
whisk it. I might add a little bit more.
So you girls are on half term now, is that right?
Yes.
Are you pleased about that?
Yes.
Why?
Because there was a lot of schoolwork and I get way more work a day than they do. But
Is that true?
No.
Oh, why do you think?
I
Okay.
get like almost 3 more lessons. Theirs
3
are just
more lessons.
longer.
Ah, see, she has 5 lessons
6.
and
Yeah.
6 lessons. And we have 3. They're just extra long because they were. We had less when we went back to school
Yeah.
after the first lockdown, so
Yeah.
that COVID and everything. Yeah.
So
you weren't moving around the building?
Yes.
But you've got everything set up here, haven't you, for your online learning?
Yep.
Yeah, it's very good. Whenever I come into the house, everything is calm. Everything is calm. There's lots of working going on. Isn't that right? Yeah. These girls don't, they don't have phones. They don't go gaming. They don't do anything like that. So you can see Ruth's method here is really quite clever because she's put a bit of the milk in to make sure that the flour, when you start mixing it, doesn't go all over the table. And so now she's adding a little bit more, and I imagine that what she's going to do in a minute is add the rest, and that means that it incorporates very much more smoothly.
We've just tipped the bowl up to the camera so they can see it.
See. There we are.
Quite thick, isn't it?
I think it's time to put the rest in, would you say? And we've had...
Also, that's actually what Omar's instructions say. If
so
you
Omar...
read the directions, she says...
Let me have a look. So this is Omar. Omar is the Dutch for granny. Dutch egg pancakes. Eierpannenkuchen. Beat the eggs with salt. Add the flour and enough milk to stop the flour from flying all over the place. There we are. Beat into a smooth mixture. Add the rest of the milk, and that's what's happened. Put a blob. Okay, well that's for the next part of the addition. How are you doing there? You're nearly done. So Ruth's had the most work to do here, I think we can agree. Now, what's going to happen now is that we're simply going to finish off doing this, and then in the next part we will be at the cookery station, and these incredible talents of the stage and screen, if this were the 1920s, they'd have been signed up by someone already, are going to cook the pancakes, okay? And we'll be able to show you the sorts of ingredients that you can put on them. And until then, so here we are. This is the exciting moment that you have all been waiting for. Welcome to our cookery station. Now, we were talking earlier about all the sorts of different things you can put on pancakes. On the handy workbench cam here, you can see we've laid them all out for you. You've got some cheese, any type of cheese. We're just using a nice cheddar here. You've got, here we are, Milani salami, salami Milani, salami Milano. Okay, right there. Obviously, we're not going to cut this one up because it's still whole. That's what it looks like when it is cut up. We've got a few little bits of spring onion. You can put Philadelphia. Here is maple syrup, very traditionally American, lemon and sugar. It's all there. Okay, so you're very much up to you. Now, Ruth is going to go first with her traditional Dutch pannenkuchen. Okay, that sounded a little bit more German, I realise, but I don't speak many Dutch words. So what we have here, guys, is the pan heating up. There's a little bit of oil in there. I'm going to switch up by 1, and Ruth is going to put the butter in, and she's going to wait until when?
It is heated up.
It's heated up. The camera's over there. Okay, it's heated up and fizzing and sort of foaming, and then she's going to pour in her pancake mixture. Now I'm going to stand back. I'm really not doing the work here. I will be eating the results though, which is going to be quite good. Okay, Ruth. Right, let's go. Are you going to put in the butter now?
Yes.
Okie dokie. So you see, if the girls can do it, all of you can definitely do it. Okay. I wonder whether you could do it better than them though. You're going to have to send me some pictures to prove it. Alright, watch out with what you do with the knife. Now just a little general rule, guys. Don't put a knife into a quite expensive anodized Teflon pan. Right? I've just been told that I may have to flip this pancake. Now this is going to be interesting because I've cooked many things in my life, but I've never cooked a pancake, and that was because my mum was so incredibly good at it. In fact, when my mum was a teacher at another prep school that you all know, she would get incredibly good results in French. And we all were wondering why that was until we discovered that it was because of pancakes, crêpes. And she would be able to invite lots of boys who did well in their vocabulary tests to her house, with the permission of the headmaster, naturally, and cook them all pancakes. 2 pancakes each in 25 minutes. There'd be 15 kids a form. Okay, and the saying was, no prep, no crêpe. Now, going back to the actual crêpe, the Pannkuchen, what Ruthie has done there, you've covered the bottom of the pan, haven't you, Ruthie?
Yep.
So what are you doing now? What do you just explain what's going to happen? Because I don't actually know.
The bottom side's going to cook,
Mhm.
and once it's ready, we're going to flip it over and put our ingredients on.
And how long do you think that it's going to take to cook the bottom of it?
I'll probably wait until the edges of
The edges start to go
browning.
burny. Yeah, browny.
Yeah.
Because then underneath it'll start. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yes.
And you're going to turn this over, aren't you?
No.
Right. So, this is the bit where possibly you may need Mum to help. Now, I'm telling you, this is all live. We're not going to try this again. So if it goes wrong, it goes wrong, and I'm going to look like a right nana. Ruth never looks like a nana, of course. Ruth, you may recognise Ruth as being the incredibly well-dressed lady we had in a previous episode. She even remembered to put her shoes on in that one, which has not happened today. Always wear shoes in your kitchen. So it's foaming around the edges, and what you can see is that it seems to be becoming more solid. Is that how you expect to see it?
Yes.
Yeah. What happens if we do this? It's not quite moving freely yet, so we know that that's not quite ready. I see. Very good. So you're going to need to make pancakes of some description for all of your family on Shrove Tuesday, which, as I said, is a matter of hours away. And I wonder what you're going to do. Is it traditional maple syrup, lemon and sugar, Nutella? I'm not a great fan of Nutella myself, but I'm sure that a lot of you guys like it. Yeah, I'm afraid not. No, I don't really like it. You could put traditional melted chocolate. In France, we used to make pancakes with buckwheat flour, which is like a sort of brown flour, and then you put ham and cheese and onions and a fried egg on top. Yeah, you ever had that?
No.
Oh well,
I've had
next time you
pizza
come
with
to
a fried
France,
egg
we'll
on
have to.
top.
Hmm?
I've had pizza with a fried egg on top.
Have you? That's what's that called? Fiorentina? Pizza Fiorentina? Something like that.
Don't know.
Right. The pancake, you've probably noticed, ladies and gents and boys and girls, is actually shrinking a bit away. So I think that's a sign that it's cooking on the underneath. Yeah, you see, that's it. It's moving around there. So it's free from the bottom. So we're going to wait a bit longer. Is that? You have to decide, because I don't actually know.
I don't really know.
Yes, you do. Come on, you need to take a risk in life. There it is. It's just starting to brown. I don't think it's quite ready to go, is it?
No, I don't think so.
You could use the spatula to lift it up and see what it looks like.
Shall we
Okay,
use the
yes.
spatula to lift it up and to check?
Yeah.
Because both Ruthie and I are beginners. I reckon a little bit. You think that's good? So are we going to turn this over?
Yeah.
Right. Now then, this is the moment of truth. Okay, if this doesn't work, we're not going to toss the pancakes like the French do, or my mum does. It's going to end up on the ceiling. Okay, here we go. Very simple. There.
Oh,
One quick movement. Look at that.
that's
And
cheating.
It is cheating, but I'm not doing it the other way. Bad luck. When we do fried potatoes later, we'll show you how to do that. So now Ruth is going to add the toppings. What are you going to add?
Yes.
Is this the one for me?
Yes, it is. What would you like?
I would like just a few bits of salami and lots of cheese, please.
Lots of cheese. Okay.
So the main difference between this Pannkuchen and a French one, which I'm used to eating, is that this is slightly smaller and a little bit thicker. So it's a quite substantial sort of meal in itself, really. And what happens at the end then, Ruth? Do you fold it over or something like that? What do you do?
I would just put it on a plate, just like that.
Just like that. Whereas with a French pancake, you might fold it over, or you might fold it into a sort of square. At home, we used to roll them up. So there's lots of different ways you could present your pancake. Some people fold them into quarters, so there's a sort of triangular type thing.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you know that that is going to be cooked?
I'm not sure.
Presumably, once the cheese is pretty much melted,
Yes.
that's a sign that the underneath is probably also cooked.
Yes.
And you're going to put it on a nice plate that you've got ready there. Isn't that amazing? So you could add a few other things to that, couldn't you?
Yes.
A bit of pepper maybe, or
spring onion.
a bit of spring onion.
Pepper.
How about pepper? Shall we put a bit of pepper on? That's the one. Right, off you go. Now you wouldn't add pepper to something that's sweet, but obviously it's savoury. I reckon that's probably there. Shall we take it out?
Yeah.
Would you like me to do that, or would you prefer to do it?
I
You're going to do
try.
it. Okie dokie. Well done. Well done. Oh, that looks fabulous. That really does. Just remember though, we've got to obviously switch off the hob and withdraw the pan from the heat. There we go. Now, there you have a pankuchen with a little bit of salami and some cheese. Look how beautiful that looks. Ruthie's got it exactly right, beautifully golden. The cheese is melted. That looks delicious. Am I allowed to eat it now? Right. How would you normally eat this then? Just like that, or do you fold it over with a knife and fork? Well, that's
Yeah.
very helpful. Yeah.
And
Okay.
no, just like that.
Just like that. Well, here we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to try it. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Wow. Isn't it? Melted cheese is something I don't know anybody who does not like melted cheese. I absolutely love melted cheese. Sorry, this is inelegant. Ah,
Good.
top marks.
Oh, no.
Definitely 9 out of 10. I never give 10 out of 10. Ask my pupils. I never give top marks. But that is absolutely fantastic. Well worth trying. Next up is another type of pancake. Here we are again. Next up, Imogen. She may look small, but she is very mighty at making pancakes. And she's going to make you an American style pancake. Okay, so let's start. We've got the heat on. Now you'll notice from the hobcam that we're actually reusing the pan that had Ruth's pancaking, which is absolutely perfectly fine. But each time you need to add a little tiny knob of butter, okay, which Imogen's going to do right now. Okay, I'll put you back into it, girl. There we are. There it is, it's bubbling up fiercely. Sorry, I didn't want it to burn. So now is the moment, Imo, where you can put in your mixture. There you go. Alright, so butter's foaming, guys, right? Come on, go. Cover the bottom.
Not too much.
Not too much. Does it cover the bottom of the pan?
Well, whatever size she wants it to be.
Keep going. A traditional
American one will be quite small.
There you are, yes. That's right. So you can see from the camera, guys, not quite as big as Ruth's Dutch pancake. So there it is. It's quite small. There we are. And cooking away now.
And of course, you'd probably have a big stack of them, wouldn't you?
Yes. Now, I have been on tour in America a few times, and people are incredibly hospitable, really very, very kind. And I remember staying, I think it was in the Midwest somewhere, and we had pancakes for breakfast, and the pile of pancakes in the middle of the table was about that high. No kidding. And there were only 6 people at the table. We ate very well, and probably rather too much. So what are you going to add to the top of this then, March? What's it going to be?
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Here, maple syrup, traditional, Clark's. Where does maple syrup traditionally come from?
Canada.
That's it. Right. So this is going to be quite quick to cook, isn't it? That's the great thing about pancakes. You can cook quite a lot very quickly once you get going. There we are. Not quite there, I don't think. Yeah. Right, now it's moving. We know that it's sort of unstuck from the base, but I don't think it's quite ready yet. What would you say? How do you know when it's ready? What do you do? You don't do anything. Okay, so would you say that was sort of? Should we lift it up to see how it's doing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite tricky at the moment. Okay, well, don't worry, we'll get at it at some point. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's going to work actually. No, I think we needed a smaller pan for that because it's very thin. But we're going to try it anyway. Just a few. Right, so when you make this one, guys, I would suggest, we've just managed to turn it there, but perhaps if you had a smaller pan where it could sort of cover the bottom of the pan, it might be a bit easier because you'd be a bit thicker. Would that be what you would expect?
it to be quite thick.
Yeah. Okay. Imogen's obviously very sensible as to her diet, you know, sylph-like and slender, so she didn't want to put too much mixture in, did you, Imogen?
No.
No, well done. So what are you going to put on the top of this? And are you going to put it on in the pan or when it's on the plate?
When it's on a plate.
When it's on the plate, right, okay. Here it is, it's still cooking away here. I think it's nearly ready. What do you say?
Yes.
Yeah? You made pancakes before with Mum, haven't you? So you're an expert, so you should be telling me what to do. Yeah. Okay, I think that's done. It's moving around. Should we get that onto the plate?
Yes.
There we go. Right, I'll let you put the maple syrup on. I'll get you a spoon. I'll get you a... Here we are. It's a soup spoon, but who minds about that? Now here we are. Shall we show this to the camera? Very simple, but very delicious. Little American pancake. Bit of maple syrup. You can just see it coming around there. Yeah. And there we are. Are you going to try that out? Right. Why is maple syrup your favourite flavour then?
It tastes best on American pancakes.
Yeah. Okay. You happy with that? Am I allowed to try? Okay. Alright, let me give this a go. It's been a long time since I had this. Right. That is nice. Much sweeter, of course. And the pancake mix is sweet in itself, I think, isn't it? Delicious. Another really delicious pancake. Anybody can do this stuff. Last one coming up. Traditional French crêpe. Right. Here's Bridget, and she's going to do her Irish-British, we're not quite sure,
French.
Irish-British French grandmother's traditional pancake recipe. And we're nearly ready to go here. We've got a slightly sort of smaller pan. A lot of you may have a traditional pancake pan, of course, which I'm going to put on there. It's right. I think it's almost hot. You can go straight away. So, Bridget, what are you going to be putting on your crêpe? Put it in. Yeah.
I'm going to be putting
That's right. Yeah.
Nutella and marshmallows.
Nutella and marshmallows. Now then, we have a marshmallow merchant sitting in the corner of the room who's going to fetch us some marshmallows. Excellent. Alright, is it time for you to put it in now?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Have you noticed how it's very much easier to pour it from a jug? Thank you, madame. Here we are, the marshmallows are right here. I'll get the Nutella open for you, how's that? Now what Bridget is doing, she's moving the pan around to make sure that the crêpe mixture covers most of the underside, like that, okay? Just adding a little bit more so it just gets all to the edges of the pan. How's it looking?
Good, I think. Do you think that's fine?
Oh, I don't know. I've never cooked a pancake before.
Okay.
Yeah, when I said you were doing the work, I meant you were doing the work. So you got it on a 5 there. You've used a less fierce heat. Is that what you think is best?
Yes.
Excellent. So when would you normally think that was ready to flip over?
When it's brown around the edges.
Yeah. And you're going to do the flipping, I'm hoping.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going
And you
to
are
try.
actually going to flip the thing, aren't you?
I'm going to try.
You're going to try.
Yes.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, this is bravery on a live cookery recording. Okay. As I said, it could end up anywhere, or it could be successful. We'll have to wait and see. The tension is building. The tension is building. The pancake is beginning to brown a little, but I don't think Bridget thinks it's quite there yet, do you? No. What makes you know that it's ready to flip? When is it gonna?
If you shake the pan and it moves.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I think I might just sit down now.
Oh. Yeah.
Right. Here we go. Hey! Congratulations! Right. And now you're going to get your toppings on, I suppose.
Yeah.
So what do you do first? Do you put marshmallows or Nutella first?
Nutella first.
Yeah, there are 2 spoons in there, so I thought you might need to scrape the Nutella off with one.
Okay, thank you.
Here we are. Look at that. Now I'm sure you kids, you're going to love this, aren't you? Oh dearie me. Nutella is, as I said earlier, not really one of my favourite things. But there it is, a goodly, generous dollop. And a bit. A bit extra for the chef. Right, there it is. And what do you do now? You sort of spread it around?
Yeah.
There we go. It's been spread around beautifully. Of course, because it's warm, it's going to melt it a little bit. It's going to become very chocolatey and unctuous. Marvellous. And now for the marshmallows. And how do you present your crepe? Do you just open like that, or do you fold it over? What do you do?
Fold the 2 sides over.
So you just fold them in like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This is quite artistically arranged. Yeah. The respect for the marshmallow position is really quite impressive.
She let one.
And naturally the chef needs to sample all the ingredients. Okay, here we go. Yeah, now it's, I suppose it must be ready now, Bridget, is that right?
Yeah.
So you're going to fold it over. Oh, that is perfect. Of course, it will stay folded because it sticks to the Nutella that's there. And here is a plate for you, ma'am. I'm just going to switch this off. Pardon the beeping. Wow. Now what about that? Look at this. Bridget, show the camera. Beautiful. Nutella, marshmallows. What is not to like about that? Okay, now we're going to try it. Well, you are going to try it. Let me get you a fork. I'll hold it for you. Yeah, otherwise we won't be able to see you cutting it. Who thought lockdown could be this fun, huh?
Sorry.
You got it? All in one.
It's very long.
Very unladylike. Fold it over.
Yeah.
It's pancake
Oh,
day.
look at that.
Matter.
Oozing Nutella.
What do you say? You like it? Excellent. Now look, guys, there you have 3 types of crepe, all of them really easy to make. You can either cheat and buy the Donald Trump version from the USA. You can make a traditional French crepe and or a traditional Dutch one, slightly thicker. You can put all sorts of different toppings, savoury, sweet, marshmallows. You can put squirrels on them if you like. They are really easy to make, and it's something that you could do for your family, on Shrove Tuesday. Of course, you can't really do it afterwards because obviously you'll be on a diet or whatever it is you're going to do afterwards. But of course you can do it all the way around if you really want. Very nice seeing you today. Have a lovely rest of the half term. Stay safe, look after your family, and don't spend too long in front of a screen. Bye.